Our next talks are going to be technical. We're getting into the weeds to really showcase the potential of this technology. I'm really excited to dive in. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Maria Matsushina, Director of Engineering at Unique Labs. Maria?
Hi, everyone. Okay. Perfect. Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be here. Let me introduce myself just one more time. My name is Maria. I am Director of Engineering at Unique Network. As you might know, Unique was one of the first parachains in the ecosystem, and it is dedicated to advanced NFT use cases. But today, I'm here with you not to talk about NFTs, but actually I have a completely different topic. So what you might not know about Unique is that we're fully EVM compatible for several years now. So today, when PVM is coming to town, we thought that our findings can be useful for other parachains who wants to build the same compatibility. And in particular, I will be showing you one instrument, which is called EVM Coder or VM Coder. This naming is old. That's what we used at the time. But before I do that, let me show you the reasoning behind building it, so our motivation. And the main one is programmability. So if your chain is not programmable and you expect external developers to do all the logic in the backend to store their private key there, you are not actually Web3, you are just overcomplicated Web2. So the best way to provide the actual Web3 programmability will be Solidity contracts. But here is one more thing. Your contract have to talk to your substrate runtime. Otherwise, you've just built another Ethereum clone. So that's the problem we were trying to solve here. And we wanted to get the best of two worlds. We wanted performance, we wanted safety from the substrate, and we wanted developer freedom, developer ecosystem, and tooling from EVM. So this was the first one. And the next one is that we on Unique have built pretty complicated stuff even before the CVM compatibility. We have several custom palettes. We have one for NFTs with all the attributes, advanced features, nesting, all of this. Refungible, fungible tokens, transaction sponsoring, and several more. So, as you might imagine, we have dozens of extrinsics, and we want all of them to be accessible from Solidity contracts. But also, we have complicated data structures. And I found a fun way to show you these data structures. Also wanted to show you this amazing project. Here you see the screenshot of Wood Universe, which is a gamified identity they launched like a month ago or so. And what you see here is an NFT. So the whole thing is one NFT. It is dynamic. It is changing every time you equip it with other NFTs. You can also see here, you see this rug, the table, the Gev sitting in the center, of course. And all of these NFTs have their properties. So I've decided to take the property as the example for the EVM coder. So the Solidity signature, to set this property, the property, I don't know, marketplace royalty, for example, looks like this. So you see dynamic strings, dynamic byte arrays inside a dynamic array. And we, as runtime developers, have to create precompiles to make this stuff accessible from Solidity. And when we started to do so, we understood that it looks like this. So you're looking at hundreds of lines of code, and not a good one, too. So here you see offset calculations for arrays, for structs, for strings, some magic numbers, and some other stuff I can't even comment on right now. But what is clear to me, that this code is hard to write, it is hard to test, to debug, and overall absolutely impossible to support. So they thought that there's gonna be a better way, and we've built this way, and it is exactly the EVM coder. And after EVM coder has done with its magic, the same thing looks like this. So you can see no manual byte manipulation, no magic numbers, everything is pretty clear, easy to read, and that's exactly what EVM coder does for you. So now let me show you how it works. It will require several steps. So first of all, you have to define your contract interface. Here's an example. You're creating a contract that implements ERC-721 with an extra extension interface, so custom contract. And we use Solidity interface attribute to represent it. So now, let's implement some actual functionality. Look at the same Solidity interface attribute. And we are providing three pieces of information here. We are providing a name, events, talk about them later on the next slide, and expect selector. So if you know what a precompile is, you know that this one is a pain, a potential pain at least, and it is very important because EVM coder actually verifies it for you when compiling. So you are safe from surprises that might come in the runtime along the way. And on a side note, do you see the comments in the code? The cool thing is that we write them once in Rust, and they are automatically translated and appear as Solidity NUT specs. So you don't have to keep two sources of documentation for Rust and for Solidity. That's pretty cool. That's done for easier support. So events. It is pretty straightforward here. You can define them with the toLog macro. And you can specify which parameters will be indexed using indexed attribute. And all the other magic is done by EVM coder. So it is calculating the event signature hash. It is encoding everything into correct ABI format with proper paddings. Handling different parameter types, so integers, strings, arrays, etc. Beyond that, beyond standard interfaces like ERC-721, you can create custom extensions. So there are several cool features here. In this snippet, you can see two of them. So using the rename selector, you can specify function overloading that Rust doesn't natively support, but Solidity does. And for example, you can include work in progress or deprecated code that you want to keep in your interface for documentation purposes or some other purposes using Solidity hide. So that's just two examples of the power you are getting with EVM Coder, and you simply can't get it if encoding manually. And last but not least, custom types. So this is where the EVM Coder is extra helpful where it's shining, because this is the magic line. Derive ABI coder, and now this struct is automatically encoded and decoded both ways to and from ABI format. It handles everything that ABI specification requires. So once again, no manual byte manipulations needed. That's essentially why the solution was built at the first place. So you're all set. You can run scripts that comes along with EVM Coder. You can compile. You will get Solidity files. You will get the compiled contract. And it is ready to be deployed as a precompile. So everything is consistent. That's the beauty of it. Everything is consistent, guaranteed to be in sync, no manual editing of Solidity files needing, no copy-pasting, no version mismatches. So that's actually all I wanted to share with you. But to sum it up, I want to add that writing precompiles is hard, because you're working in the intersection of two very different worlds. Virtual machine with its ABI encoding and Substrate with WASM runtime. And you have to do this ABI encoding exactly right, otherwise it wouldn't work. So with this solution that you can find by following the link or the QR, you will get to open source library. And we have documentation there, we have examples. We would be really glad to hear your feedback. Please stop by unique.network if you need some help. We will be happy to work with you. So good luck to all of us in our virtual machine future, and thank you for your time.